Targum Obadiah, Obadiah 13, the second part. Uda oshitata yadak beniksohi bayom tevire. And let's go back to the beginning of that section. Here we have conjunction, the relative, and you see an aleph prefix here. That's going to be very helpful to know that this is an aphel perfect second masculine singular, and you stretched out where that's yod, sheen, tet as a verbal root. You stretched out what? Your hand, second masculine singular. Here we have the bait prefix, third person masculine singular, in his possessions, and we have another construct, in the day, again, of his, third person masculine singular, misfortune. And you stretched out your hand on his possessions in the day of his misfortune. Now, in comparison with Hebrew, it looks like the Aramaic was crafted to accommodate a difficult form. What am I talking about? Well, here's the form I'm talking about, and here is the Aramaic in the red. But there is no hand here, and all of a sudden to say you, second feminine plural, after the previous jussives were second masculine singular is strange. So how do we explain this? Well, in the BHS, the text of verse 13 has a B to B there, you see, that's then in the footnotes where the editors are positing that it should say, do not stretch out hand. Now they're doing this so that it's a letter for letter emendation. It should actually be your hand to make sense, but it doesn't seem that this form bothered the Masoretes at all. So it's kind of a bit of a question. How would you start with Yod Dalet as your tradition and end up with Nun Hey? Well, Jeffrey Niehaus actually suggests that the consonants are correct, and what we really have here is a Kaljosiv second masculine singular as expected with an energic nun, so that's the repointing, plus third feminine singular. You stretched it out without saying what it is, and sort of an implied hand right there, which is an interesting solution. It has the benefit of keeping the text that the Masoretes seem to accept. However, unfortunately, we don't elsewhere in the Bible have a Kaljosiv second masculine singular with an energic nun and then adding a suffix to compare this to, so it is just merely an interesting suggestion at this point. In any case, we understand why in Aramaic we have you stretched out your hand, and then the other red word is approximating the idea in the Hebrew. Interesting. Well, let's continue reading in Targum Obadiah.